Okay, so welcome to the WPS 30-minute update on separating fact from fiction about online assessment. My name is Stephanie Roberts, and I have been a school psychologist for 22 years, and this is my 5th year working with WPS as an assessment consultant. I'm going to be hosting today's session, and my hope for today's session is that I will dispel the myths that exist about using online assessments through the WPS Online Evaluation System. The format of this session will be interactive in that I'll be looking for questions from the audience that I will answer throughout the presentation. So please keep those questions coming. Give me a thumbs up as we go along if something resonates with you or if I talk about a myth that you've heard before. Before I get into the myths and facts, I want to tell you a little bit about where the information for this presentation comes from. First, WPS is a family-owned company that has been in business since 1948. We take customer feedback very seriously and use that feedback to inform our product development. Last year, WPS charged me with doing a customer survey to obtain information on users' beliefs about how online assessment systems work and how to improve them. Much of what we learned in that survey was given to WPS leaders in hopes of making improvements. Additionally, we have created a video that is on our YouTube channel to help highlight the facts about our WPS online evaluation system. If you are on YouTube, just search for Western Psychological Services and you will find it there. There are many informative videos on this page, including those spotlighting WPS authors. As part of the follow-up to the survey, I decided to do this Facebook Live session to help practitioners get a better understanding of how the WPS OES works. And I'll do this by sharing some common misconceptions. Welcome everybody to the session. As I said, I'm going to answer questions best I can. What I will do is probably pause between each slide, try to take a peek at the questions that you have, and then answer them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, like I said, if something resonates with you, please thumbs up, hearts, smiley faces, whatever it is you want to do. You can put an angry face too, it's up to you. All right, so let's begin with the first myth. Using the WPS online evaluation system is more expensive than using paper assessments or desktop software. Give me a thumbs up if you thought this one was true. Many people do. So you're not alone. All right, first, we have scoring options for practitioners that are free for select direct in-person assessments that have been administered using paper forms. These include Castle 2, Arizona 4, PPA scale, and Opus, and I'll go over those at the end. Second, when using rating scales, the WPS Online Evaluation System online forms cost the same as paper forms. The way the WPS OES rating scales work is that you purchase online kits and forms as you would paper kits and forms. There are no hidden fees for additional reports. When you purchase a kit, you get access to all unlimited reports the assessment has to offer, and you will not pay extra to score an assessment and create a report. The only exception to this is the sensory processing measure and the sensory processing measure preschool, where the quick tips, which is a separate purchase, are available for you to plan interventions for sensory processing. In addition, when compared to paper assessment, there is no loss of forms because you don't have to score forms that aren't viable. In other words, after the rater completes a rating form and submits it to you, you can review it and decide if you need to send it back to the rater to continue filling it out, or you can pull it up and contact the rater to discuss it and edit it yourself. Once you're comfortable, you can validate it and score it. You don't have to use up one of your forms until you validate and score it. If you have a form that is not viable, you can delete it from your account and you will not be charged for it. if you send forms out to multiple people and you don't get them all returned, you are still only charged for the ones you actually score. Paper forms can be lost by raters, which costs you more money when you have to give them an additional form. And all of you know you've had to do it before. So also, and by the way, most of the time it's not the parents who lose the forms. Some people who have used desktop software have also lost their USB keys and have had to replace them, and that is an added cost. So, any questions so far? Let me take a look. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to keep going. So that is a myth that the online evaluations cost more than paper or desktop software evaluations, at least for WPS. So the second myth that we've discovered is that many practitioners cannot use the WPS Online Evaluation System because some of the people they work with, including parents of children, do not have computers. Well, we have a solution for you on this one. Let's see who's willing to let me know if you thought this one was true. Any thumbs up here? A lot of people tend not to get on the online system because they are worried that they won't be able to communicate with their parents and use the system with their parents. So they feel it'll be a waste of money. And that just simply is not true. WPS allows you to print off all of the WPS OES assessment rating forms in a PDF format to use with individuals who do not have computers. Once you have the completed forms, you will just enter the rater's responses into the system. Once you score a form online, it will be removed from the inventory you have previously purchased. If you work in schools or with school-aged children and are someone who would rather use paper with parents and online with teachers, you can do this with the WPS Online Evaluation System by using the printable PDFs with parents and then scoring it online. You can access our system from anywhere you have an internet connection, and parents can open the links sent by practitioners and complete them on mobile devices, including tablets. So someone said the SPM quick tips are great. I saw that. That is true. All right. So I'm going to move to the next myth. Parents who do not speak English cannot access the WPS Online Evaluation System. This is definitely not true. Most of our online rating forms have Spanish versions. The email messages and directions for the rating scales are written in Spanish, so you don't have to worry about using an interpreter to complete the rating scale. Of course, as with all rating scales and languages, including English, you definitely need to make sure the individual has the reading skills to read the directions and the items. The assessment manual will indicate the reading level for each assessment. Also, you want to make sure, obviously, Spanish is the only other language besides English that we have on our online evaluation system. However, if you are working with people that speak other languages, we do have resources for that. So you can send an email to consult@wpspublish.com and we can tell you more about that. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Anne said, thank you for highlighting the flexibility of the print forms. Absolutely. All right. So, next myth. We do not have iPads, so we can't use the WPS Online Evaluation System. In fact, that is not true. The WPS Online Evaluation System does not require certain types of equipment. It is a web-based program, so it can be accessed through most browsers. You just need an internet connection and compatible internet browser to use it. You can use a Windows or Mac computer, an iPad or an Android tablet with the latest version of Chrome, Firefox, Safari, or Edge. As noted earlier, Parents are able to open links on desktops and mobile devices, including tablets. Reports in the WPS Online Evaluation System are available, wait for it, in PDF or Word, so you can easily utilize the charts and graphs in other documents. I know a lot of practitioners talk about when they write reports, they like to take the charts or the graphs out of some of the online reports, and it's very hard for them to do that from a PDF. Sometimes people don't have clipping capabilities, etc. So we've made our reports very easy to access in a Word form so that you can copy and paste out of the Word document and put it into your report. All right. So I'm monitoring the chat boxes. I'm not seeing any questions, too many questions at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and keep going. The next myth is that with the WPS Online Evaluation System, I am unable to view each item to do an item level analysis. Not true. In fact, the WPS Online Evaluation System allows you to view all rater responses on screen and through a form response report so that you can validate the responses before scoring in case you need to verify or change any items. It also allows you to see them after scoring, either on screen or through a score report. Several of our assessments will provide an item analysis for you with just the click of a button. Practitioners are also able to print out documentation of the ratings for the file. In addition, reports are available in PDF format and Word, as I said before, which allows you to easily copy and paste graphs into other documents like reports, IEP software programs, etc. The OES also has an export data feature that allows users to take the raw data and put it into other formats for research purposes. So Chris says brilliant. I'm not sure what Chris is commenting on, but he thinks it's brilliant. I love that. Yay, Chris. All right. So let's get to the next myth. Longtime software users will not be able to function successfully without the availability of software. You know, I'm going to spend some time on this one because there are people who have used the desktop software for a long time, and some are a little bit timid about getting onto the online evaluation system. If that's you, let's see those thumbs up. All right, so let me clarify some things for you. If traditional desktop users do not want to use the email link to send rating forms to raters, they will still be able to use a paper form that they download from the WPS OES for use in their evaluations. Once they've downloaded the rating form and have filled it out, they will then log into the WPS Online Evaluation System and score it, just like they would the desktop software. The WPS OES offers all of the capabilities in reference to scoring and reporting that the desktop software has. The perks of using the WPS Online Evaluation System instead of desktop software is that practitioners do not have to worry about the cost of lost forms or lost USBs. If they choose to use the email feature to send links to raters for them to fill out, they will also be saving a ton of time. And we know time is of the essence. The WPS Online Evaluation System is compliant with HIPAA and FERPA. Again, some people have this understanding that the email that goes out has an attachment with a form, and that is not the case. It is a secure link that is in the email, and they access that link through the email on a secure server. So don't worry about those issues. It is not an attachment. Okay. So let me take a peek at some of the comments. All right. So Caroline Burns says, "Don't be afraid of the website. It's so user-friendly." I agree, Caroline. Yay, Caroline. All right. So the next myth is I need to be tech savvy to use the WPS Online Evaluation System. Great segue, Caroline, by the way. In fact, if you have a computer and know how to use the internet, you can use the WPS Online Evaluation System. We offer free webinars, we have video support, and 2 dedicated full-time support staff to help answer your online evaluation system questions. They are available by phone, chat box, or email. Don't worry, we will walk you through whatever you need to be walked through, and we will offer you free webinars, training videos. Again, like I said, if you go onto our to YouTube, to our page, and you type in, if you type in the search box Western Psychological Services, you will find a video that introduces you to the WPS Online Evaluation System and lots of other videos that help you with lots of other topics. So, okay. Next myth. Whoops, I think I got ahead of myself a little bit there. Oh well, it happens. So, the next myth is there is too much red tape and the process is too involved to get a large organization up and running on the WPS OES Online Evaluation System. Okay, so this is a big one. Those of you who work in large districts. WPS has a team of professionals who will walk you through the process of getting the proper paperwork filled out if this is what is required by your organization. WPS ACs, or assessment consultants, can provide free training to the administrators in your organization and practitioners to get them up and running in the use of the WPS Online Evaluation System. Within our WPS Online Evaluation System, we refer to administrators as organization managers. Our system is versatile and offers flexibility in how it is set up. Administrators can easily set up their accounts so that they work on a pool, which is like a bank for practitioners to administer and score forms as they need them. They also have the option to be able to allow each practitioner to only use a predetermined number of forms. This choice is made at the assessment level. So I tell people all the time, if you have 5 different assessments in your account and you want to try a 6th one, but don't want to open it up to your whole organization and just want to pick maybe 3 or 4 people to try it out on a pilot basis, you can do that. You can restrict that assessment to only those folks who are trying it out. Administrators can also easily have their staff join their organization by asking them to click on the register button and join the organization from the drop down. And then once the admin has set up their organization account, they can accept them. They can manage their inventory, remove practitioners, and transfer clients from one practitioner to another. Administrators can also easily transfer manuals between users. Another perk is that even if your inventory is depleted, and this is really important for those of us who have worked under time constraints, etc. Even if your inventory is depleted, you can still continue to send forms out and continue your work. Then you can alert your administrator that more forms will be needed to be ordered. And by the time the form has been filled out by the person you're asked to do the rating, that administrator theoretically could have already placed an order for additional forms so the practitioner, you, can be ready to score it. This keeps practitioners from having to stop their work and allows them to continue the process of sending out the forms so they can be ready to score their forms when the order is placed and received. I think that's a huge perk. I don't know about all of you, but oh, I see that Amanda has put in the comments that in order for any of you to find out about free training on the online evaluation system, to please send an email to consult@wpspublish.com. Also, there is a link that Laura Stevenson has put into the box, and it is for a YouTube video. And that's the one I mentioned earlier, how to use the WPS Online Evaluation System, and that is in YouTube. Okay, so now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about those rating scales that we have that are online that are used by a variety of professionals, including school psychologists, speech language pathologists, occupational therapists, psychologists in private practice, those at university clinics, hospitals, etc. So first we have the Adaptive Behavior Assessment System, 3rd edition. Next we have the School Motivation and Learning Strategies Inventory, or SMALSI. I'm excited about this other one, the DP4, the Developmental Profile 4. The reason I'm very excited about this one is that it not only has the parent interview and parent checklist forms that the DP3 had, but it also has a practitioner or clinician rating, as well as a teacher checklist. Not only that, but his expanded age range goes from birth to 21 years, 11 months. This is very exciting for many people who have had to measure developmental skills in older individuals and didn't have a tool to do so. Not only is that exciting, but to have viewpoints or ratings from multiple people is also very exciting. Then we have the SRS-2, or the Social Responsiveness Scale, 2nd edition. That is a nice tool, especially for kids with social difficulties, including autism. The Sensory Processing Measure and the Sensory Processing Measure Preschool is also available, along with the SPM Quick Tips. The Revised Children's Manifest Anxiety Scale, 2nd edition, is there, as well as the Social Communication Questionnaire. Some of you may not have heard of the next scale, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. The Developmental Behavior Checklist 2. This one is a rating form that has been normed on kids with cognitive disabilities. So sometimes we're using rating scales from a behavioral perspective with students that have, or kids or children that have cognitive disabilities and tend to get some very high elevated scores. This one, because it was normed on that population, I think it's going to give you a little bit of a more in-depth look at the behavior for individuals with cognitive disabilities. So next we have the Pierce-Harris 3. This is a self-concept scale, and it is on the online evaluation system as well. And the RISE, Risk Inventory and Strengths Evaluation. And this one actually is the first measure of its kind to have both risk and strengths in the same scale. I'm going to take a peek. Oh, before I forget, Spanish forms are available in all those forms that you see there, with the exception of the DBC2. Let's take a look at the comments. Oh, Aaron is very excited. All right, and DP4 sounds like a great tool for preschool transition evals into kindergarten. You are absolutely right, Chris Van Houten. Good point. And the SPM and the quick tips, Louisa Frederick says she loves those. All right. And Leslie must have been commenting to Chris that the DP4 is also good for EI or birth to 3. And I will tell you, it's definitely good for even, that's why we expanded that age range. It's also good for individuals that are older than 12 through 21 that are still working on developing or building those developmental skills. All right, so I'm going to get to the next section, which is free online scoring. Remember, in that first myth, when we talked about cost and it being so much more, I talked about some things that were available for free online scoring. Currently, the Oral Passage Understanding Scale, or OPUS, is available for free online scoring. Now, just know that all of these assessments I'm talking about, you will still need a paper protocol to do the assessment with the person you're evaluating, and then you will score it online. So you don't score it while you're giving the assessment, you just do it on the paper and then you come back and enter the scores. The reason it's advantageous to do this scoring online is because we offer reports for you. So we will do item level analysis on some of these, and you'll be able to use that information when you are doing your reports for whoever it is you're reporting to. So then we have the Arizona Articulation and Phonology Scale, 4th revision. This is typically or almost exclusively probably used by speech language pathologists. The Oral Passage Understanding Scale is a listening comprehension measure. So that is used by both speech language pathologists, school psychologists, psychologists, anyone who wants to know a little bit about listening comprehension. And I love the item analysis on that assessment. The Comprehensive Assessment of Spoken Language, 2nd edition, is also available for free online scoring, as well as the Phonological and Print Awareness Scale. There's one other assessment I didn't measure because I didn't mention because it doesn't fall into these two categories. But we have the Clinical Assessment of Pragmatics, which is an assessment used to look at social pragmatic skills in individuals. So this we do have on our online system. You can purchase the videos through our online system if that's something that you care to do, but it's a video-based assessment, which is the first of its kind. And I, in my personal opinion as a practitioner, would have loved to have had this assessment when I was practicing. So these are the assessments we have available. You can see all of them at our website at www.wpspublish.com. If you have follow-up questions, I'm getting ready to look at the comment box, but if you have follow-up questions, you can email consult@wpspublish.com. To learn more about the online evaluation system, you can email that email address, and you can also take a look at it at the address I have listed here, platform.wpspublish.com. In order to subscribe to the WPS YouTube channel for informational videos, and go there and type in Western Psychological Services. And also, please like us on Twitter. For resources on telepractice, you can visit the web address that I have listed on the slide there. I'm not going to read that out. So let me take a peek at some additional questions I've seen here. So, did I miss the release date for DP4? No, you did not. It is coming soon. All right. Yes, I'm thinking of our students in 12-1+3 programs. Okay. All right. I see Amanda already answered the DP4 question. And does anyone have any additional questions? I'm happy to answer those now. So Christina asked, so current offerings are rating forms and online scoring for tests that are administered in person? Correct. But if you check back, there will be an announcement shortly about some additional things that are available. I can't tell you what they are on this webinar, but check back on the WPS website and also email consult@wpspublish.com. And you can learn more information about what is to come. We do have some exciting news. Yes, we can post a hyperlink for the telepractice resources. We will do that for sure. Are there options for OT practitioners out of the US? Send an email to consult@wpspublish.com and we will get information to you about that. So Amanda has written in the comment box that we will be making that announcement next week about what else we have available online. Yes, the OES 50 coupon is still active. For those who want to know about that. So the telepractice, thank you, Laura Stevenson. The telepractice 101 is set up. There's a hyperlink. And Sandy, send that question to consult@wpspublish.com. We have to look at your specific circumstances about switching from DP3 to DP4 and how recently you purchased the DP3. Any other questions? If not, I'm going to conclude. And you can definitely send any of your questions to consult@wpspublish.com. It has been wonderful to talk with all of you today. And thank you for those of you who have come out to join this Facebook Live event. And I hope you have a fantastic day and enjoy the rest of the weekend. Thank you, everyone.